Ah, hell no. Yeah, I just got my foot wet. So I was under Operation Tame the Sun. All right. This was the operation that started off since I was a baby, since I came into this existence. All right. What this operation was meant for, look at these agents, boy, they love pulling up. What this operation was meant for was to tame the sun. Why? Because they knew it would get to a point to where the sun gets this hot. They knew it would get to a point to where the sun it gets uncontrollably and it's gonna burn through anything that is not resonating on a heaven divine frequency. So this is why they had Operation Tame the Sun since I was a legit. How does this work? How does this work? This works by putting me into a demonic family, a demonic cult-like coven family. This is how this works. So since I was a kid, though, I was so powerful that it was hard for them to it was hard for them to tame me, which is the sun. So if it was hard for them to tame me, the sun stayed shining. All right. Well, the sun was shining, but it was still asleep because you got to think it was being exposed to so many different fake shit. I used to eat so much bad food, Tostinos, pizza rolls, Kool-Aid, junk, Pop-Tart. Man, what that used to be a drug to me, eating so bad. My granddad used to call it gluttony and used to get mad at me for eating so much. But nigga, that was that fucking. The reason I ate so much is because there was an entity tried to be placed onto me. An entity of fucking. It's like an entity of addiction, the entity of lust, this like a ravenous just entity. It just takes. This is what they try to put on me. And it worked, kind of worked. You know, the entity could never take me over. Feel me? Because I'm too strong. How you gonna take over the sun? You can't. The only thing you do is try to hide it, which they did very well up until this point. So they tried to hide me for so long and basically make me dim my light, make me be insecure about me. My mother did this very early on as a kid. I have a lazy eye, but it's not lazy. It's actually very strong, so strong that something happened to it to make it to where it was kind of considered a lazy eye in its lifetime. So what she would do is she would always tell me, like, if I wasn't whatever, she'd ask me, like, where are your glasses? Like, I'm a kid, and if I ain't have my glasses on, or if I was just, every time I was really happy, you know, I wasn't worried about my eye or how I'm looking. I was just very happy at the moment. She'll look at me with this, like, disgusted look, and she'll ask me, like, where are your glasses? She was like, yeah, because your eyes. Like, bitch, I'm a kid. You feel me? And you doing this to a kid, like, making me feel insecure because I don't have my glasses on and make me feel insecure. But you know about who I am and what I look like. And so this was a big part of Operation Tame the Sun, because if the sun is subconscious about what the sun is, do you think the sun gonna shine? No, because it's gonna be like shine. So this was a big psyop. This was a big tactic, spell work that they done on me for a long time. Even when I go to job, they'll like try to tell me it's a psyop. You feel me? Not job, but some people. You gotta it's a psyop, nigga. Regardless of whatever, however you is, whatever you go through, bitch, shine through it all. Anyway, so as I got older, right, this is spell work, negative projection being put on me. My family didn't really love me, okay? The only one that really had love for me, and that's what they didn't like, was the head of the family, my grandfather. All right, that's what they were jealous that this man who didn't love anybody had love for me, and so You know, a lot of people watching this right now, they feel some type of way. They act like this never was gonna be told. Bro, y'all is weirdos. Y'all do spell work. Y'all do black magic. I'm exposing my family for being a witch's coven. All right, they all are in on it. And if some of them don't know they in on it, that's because they're participating unknowingly, speaking on somebody's name constantly, casting negative spells, constantly talking on somebody's downfall. That is called spell work. And you guys have been doing it for years and years and years, my whole life. And it's really sad. It's sad that you don't have nothing else better. You don't have the energy to help yourself, but you got the energy to try to put somebody else down that's doing good for themselves. That's sad. But anyway, so anybody who know my family on here or whatever, this may be your first time hearing about whatever I'm talking about, but don't be fooled. Whatever I'm saying, man, that shit got truth behind it. If it's not 100% truth, bitch, it's 99.9. So however you feel, come to me directly, because you just working for them. You just working for the devil. These people are not godly people. My grandmother, she's not a godly woman. Look at who she married. My grandfather, he's not a godly man. My mother, my stepdad, they're not. My stepdad, he actually may be kind of godly because he don't really know. His dad he under my mom's spell. Let me put it that way. They under each other's spell. But really, like, he probably one of the most genuine, and that's crazy I'm saying this. He probably is he's still jealous of me, and he still want to have control over me, but he probably one of the more genuine ones out the group. I'm gonna be real. Anyway, let's keep going. Operation Tame the Sun. So, how would you tame the sun? You would try to dim it. You would try to weaken it through the food, through the water, fluoride. We have fluoride in our drinking water, all right? Aquafina, Dasani, all them fake-ass waters, I steered clear of them since I was a kid. I'm already picking up on what's trying to go against me and what's not since I was a kid. So this is not new. None of this shit I'm speaking on is new. It's just I was able to conceptualize it. And I do, and this is how this black magic shit work. You will catch yourself doing the things that others was trying to do to you. You will catch yourself doing this. So when I was a kid, I caught myself, look how I'm gonna put this around. I caught myself messing with my little sister, meaning like picking on her, and because she couldn't speak English. She was from Mexico, so she didn't have good English at the time, so she really couldn't go tell on me because she couldn't really talk. So I pick on her in that way because she couldn't tell. It's the same thing that happened to me. They was doing shit to me and picking on me, but I couldn't conceptualize it to be able to explain it. Now I can. Just like my sister. When she got a certain age, she started to be able to talk English. She started to be able to explain herself. Yeah. She loved me, man. I love my sister though. And so this is me conceptualizing the shit that I couldn't explain. You feel me? So yeah, people are getting exposed. Yeah, people are getting exposed for who they truly are. All right? I've had no problem exposing myself of who I am. But now it's time for these folk that been hiding in this dark. They getting their ass exposed. You feel me? And everybody else that's doing other shit that y'all think, oh, you ain't about to, bitch, that light shining on you is strong as it's shining on whoever I'm talking about at this moment. You know, while y'all trying to creep slow around somebody to see who he talking about or what he know. Yeah, all right, you feel me? Y'all keep playing with me, man. We about to, you feel me? Anyway, you know, that's another story for another day. Let's keep going. Operation Tame the Sun. So the black magic they used was to take your own bodily fluids and turn them inside of you and not have them be released correctly. So your feces going up to your mouth, your sperm going out of your armpits. You know, y'all, this sounds crazy, but this is what black magic is. Woo-wee, boy, man, some of y'all been going through this shit and y'all just not getting that light shined on them. Yep, this was black magic, boy. They had voodoo dolls and everything in your ass. Yes, indeed. But look how good God is, and look at where that sun is shining right now. Look who brought the sun out today. I did. You feel me? So look at what God is doing. All that shit that was done in the dark, all them secrets for all that long, just got exposed by that light, just like that. You feel me? God is doing that. So while they thought they was winning in this or that, God is winning right now because it's truth. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe me. You don't have to believe me. It don't matter. The truth is being said. This shit is this is saved. They're going on YouTube. They're going on Instagram. They're going wherever. Because it's that real. I have no problem expressing the real. So when I started to, man, yeah, it was bad, boy. It was bad. You know, you got to understand that when this spell work is done to you, they're trying to get you to do all the work for them. You feel me? You got to understand that if you do all the work, if you go against yourself enough, they ain't got to do nothing. They ain't got to do nothing. They sitting back watching. My brother, he a copycat. He just want to be like me. Nigga went and got the same facial hair as me. Nigga went and got the same hair as me. Nigga sleeping on the bed that I built. Literally, the bed that I built. I built the bed that he sleeps on. Sleeping on a bed that I built in my room. Using, like, bruh, literally started making music. Started trying to rap. Started making his locks try to look like, bruh, what the fuck going on? Are you trying to act like somebody in court? Are you trying to impersonate somebody? You can't impersonate me, man. So you got all these copycats, man. You got all this shit, and yeah, that's that other shit. Yeah, man, we bringing everybody to the forefront, and now I'm completely sane. This is just what's been going on. And so this was part of Operation Tame the Sun, man. You feel me? He was one of the biggest ops in my life, constantly bringing negativity to my life since I was a kid. He was the one. He was the Matrix. He was the devil as kids, constantly bringing negativity. What the devil do is he gonna bait you. He's going to bait you and then switch. The bait, then you switch. That means you take the bait and you get angry, you get mad. And man, we used to argue constantly. I used to always think I was in the right. And quite frankly, as I got older, I was in the right. You see what I'm saying? Like, I was just having to deal with this other shit. You know, I was having to deal with somebody else's problems. You know, when you got problems inside you, and that I already overcame these problems. So you got a problem inside you, and you want to act like, project that onto me. I already overcame that shit. That's something you got going on. You feel me? But Operation Tame the Sun. So as I got older, right, school happens, sports, drain all your fucking energy. Drain your energy every day. Drain it. Give us all your energy. That's spell work, man. They taking all your fucking essence. They really sex trafficking you. But without the sex, they trafficking you. A lot of you guys are being trafficked, man. You got to go to work for 12 hours to get paid $12 an hour. Some of y'all get paid more nowadays, but you're being trafficked. This is Operation Tame the Sun. All right? So when you pull your energy back and you start working for you and you go against these fucking clouds, you go against that muck that's trying to cover you up, man, you going to understand what was going on. So when I finally was able to do that, some told me, hey, look, you need to get away from Some told me, bitch, you need to get away from these people. This is why I went away multiple times. I've been homeless, or what you would call homeless. I mean, I got a home within inside me and a home within heaven. I got many homes. I'm never homeless. But I've been houses a couple times because I had to get a fucking way. My dad, Fazell, you are not exempt, buddy. You got some shit you really need to work on, man. And you talk about me, I need to get my head right. Bitch, you need to get your head right. Real talk. You need to get your head right. Cause I don't know what type of weird shit you on. Now the sex magic, that came from my father, man. That sex magic came from my father. And how it started, I got exposed to it at a young age. we in the living room, right? Him and my stepmom. My stepmom, she in a Santeria. She from Mexico. They do Santeria down there. She was jealous of me since a kid. Bitch, you a grown woman. Why are you picking on a little kid? So I got exposed to that sex shit. They on the couch. We looking at DVDs on seeing what movies we want to watch. Man, we put one DVD in the TV. It's hundreds of girls naked on that bitch. My brothers, and we just sitting there like, yo, what's going? Yeah, my dad said, oh no, take that one out, not that one. And nigga, what the fuck you got going on? But the sex magic, it come from him. It come from him, his side. My mother, she did it covertly. And I never figured out till after. I had to go through I had to stay with my father to realize where this shit was coming from. And he got a fucking, a damn monster that be trying to get everything, bro. Man, like, you feel me? Like, he ain't never do nothing to him, but just the energy, you could feel it. Like, nigga, you is weird, bro. You're trying to, nigga, he's an assassin. He's an assassin. He's an assassin. All right, so he tries to take out your spirit, your soul. It was like I couldn't be myself. It was like I couldn't even talk. I couldn't even do what I wanted to do, cause his energy was just like a spiritual assassin energy, a fucking a hitman. Oh, that's what they call it. They call it a spiritual hitman. That's what my father is. And yeah, so he probably killed my mom's soul. And then left his kids with that woman. Why the fuck you gonna let your kids go stay with somebody who you killed spiritually? Come on, let's make this shit make sense, y'all. So yeah, man, everything out in the open, because the same way I had to face my misfortunes and what I did wrong, the same way these grown ass people gonna have to face what they did, and it's coming to light. The best thing you need to do if you another grown person out here that got a lot of skeletons in their closet, it's best that you be the one to go parade your skeletons around. You don't want nobody else bringing your skeletons out. No, you wanna be in control of your own skeleton. You feel me? You wanna be the one that expose your shit, cause that means you have been able to heal from it. So, Operation Tame the Sun. What do we have next? So, school. Sports, draining of the energy, lust, sexual energy. You guys releasing all this energy when you're supposed to be keeping it. It's supposed to be working for you. You're not supposed to be lusting. You're not supposed to be doing these things. This is draining your energy. Operation Taming the Sun. You feel me? You good, bro? You know what I'm saying? And so, man, this dog about to get hit, bro. He about done for. Anyway, Operation Tame the Sun. So you get put in these predicaments, man, to get you locked up or whatever. Oh, that's why they looking at me. I'm shining. You get in these predicaments to get locked up or whatever, this or that. This is guys, it don't matter what happened to your physical. It don't matter what happened to your physical, man. It's about what happened to your spirit. Your spirit. They want to kill your spirit. There's a lot of different tactics to try to kill your soul, your spirit, man. Man, I've seen people that ain't got nothing, but they get their ass up every day when that sun come out. They get up and they move. And you will be like, what do they have to live for? Man, they obviously got something and you don't. They obviously living for something. They getting up every day with nothing. And you complaining about this or that. Operation Tame the Sun. So this operation failed because the sun ended up shining on what was trying to tame it. You see what I'm saying? So the sun ended up shining on what was going against it. So I ended up going to college, right? You got to think about, guys, there was so much shit. There was so much shit. We were so strong. You know, I told you guys I was playing football since a little kid. I was running since a little kid every day. Practices, basketball, track, baseball, every day since a little kid. So that's a lot on my body. And keep in mind, we running full speed with no care in the world around all that weird ass, dark ass shit that we didn't know about. We didn't know about it. Now you guys feel it. Now walking around, you guys can feel how dense and heavy this energy and stuff in these cities, on these roads, in these places, in these houses. Now you can feel it. So with all this accumulation of me just fucking trailblazing through it, when I finally got to college, I got to college on a football scholarship. But when I finally got to college, you gotta think, this Operation Tame the Sun. So if they was trying to, and yeah, my relationships were staged. My relationship was staged and then sabotaged to pull on my heartstrings. You know, guys, you gotta understand that. I'm not even talking about the emotional side of it. The getting played. You know, I ain't never first of all, I'm a player. I'm an OG. So I was never out here looking too sad. They ain't never do me too bad because I'm an OG. When you an OG like me, when you are a player, when you are the game, you have things set up. You have barriers and boundaries set up to protect you from that peon ass shit. So luckily, I had barriers and boundaries to protect me from what really tried to happen, which was, bitch, a broken heart and this and that. Man, I don't care that much about you to have my heart broke like that. If I know you did some fuck shit or whatever, I'm just gonna move on. I'm just gonna move on and literally tell my brain, hey, look, we gotta forget about this person. That was, man, I used to block a bitch so quick on everything, remove the messages. You're out of sight. Yes, out of mind. You feel me? Protect my heart. Operation Tame the Sun. So when I got to college, all this energy I've been fucking trailblazing and healing and taking on that I didn't even realize, I'm just thinking that's life. Man, it all came crashing down on my knee. Blew my knee out. Pow! Sound like a fucking gunshot. Feel me? That's where the black magic finally got to hit somewhere. It got to hit when I was in a place that I like. When I was in a place, but these things can only touch you though, y'all, is when you losing your way. Man, I was in college. I was in South Florida. I had all the girls. Man, I was on the football team. You know, I was dealing drugs. I had money. I was living fast. You feel me? I was at the club. I was living fast. Real fast for the Most High's liking. So all this energy, all this dark energy, okay, bam, now I can hit you because now you're susceptible to it. And I got hit, man, right in my knee. And it took me a long time to heal that. But thankfully, God gave me an injury that was also my blessing. Can I get an amen? How I just told you, it all led up to that. Well, it also, that led to everything else being unraveled and healed. So I'm actually grateful that it happened to me. All right. But so Operation Tame the Sun. So when that happened, this was supposed to take the sun out. This was supposed to make the sun this or that. And it did. It made the sun go very dark for a couple years, 3-4 years. This is when COVID happened. Now you guys seeing what's going on? This was Operation Tame the Sun. So this is around the time COVID happened. And so after that couple years, the sun was in a dark place. I was in a dark place. You see what I'm saying? And I'm going around from house to house. Now I'm seeing people true colors. Yo, you need to get a job, this or that. Or you got to get out of the house. Damn, I was just in college. You feel me? I was just in college. I just got out of college. You know. So now I'm saying, okay, if I gotta get a job or I'm getting kicked out, what the fuck? Like, what is going on? So I'm starting to see people true colors. All right, and so I get out of there. All right, I go stay in Mississippi where I was born. I go stay there. Then I see how these folk really feel, and I go here. I see how they feel, man. So I was during this time. I'm going pity the post, man. I'm going through a depression. A good depression. That's why I say it lasted about 2-3 years. The sun was in a dark place, and it's like, well, I didn't want to be depressed. I wasn't depressed all the time, but this was a depressing time. And man, this was the time where everything died, literally. So after that, I remember this, man. I was in Mississippi. I was staying at my dad's house at my childhood home, which really I think is my house. And I was staying there by myself. That's another thing. I was there by myself, and all of a sudden he just moved in one day. Like, bruh, what the fuck? Like, bruh, take your weird ass on. But him and my stepmom were going through it. Whatever. But while I was staying there, it's crazy that I just remember everything was so dead, bro. After coronavirus, everything was so dead. And then a couple years after that, everybody having their awakening, going through the dark night of the soul. It was just dead. I know you guys remember this. We would go outside. Nothing would be, you couldn't hear nothing. You would walk around neighborhoods. You wouldn't hear or see anybody. It was dead. And so I was alive. I was coming back to life, man. This was the summer of 2024, 2025. I'm coming back to life. I'm making music again. And I'm like, ooh, I'm the only thing popping. Literally. I'm like, God damn, I'm the only thing popping. And when I seen it, I said, man, I got to bring everybody else back to life. I said, life, I had to give the okay. I'm the one who gave the okay for life to resume. Do you know? Do you understand that? I'm the one who gave the okay that life is able to resume. Because it was so much atrocious shit going on. It was so many, the energies that was running rampant was dark, bad. So life was put up for a second. So I gave the okay for life to go on, okay? And so after that, we've been getting back to real, okay? Now, this is the second coming of Christ. The first coming, they persecuted him, which was COVID. The second coming after COVID. This is the second coming of Christ. So everything that happened the first time that was going against it, that we weren't even privy to, we know now the second time and are actually taking action on it the second time. That's the second coming. It's the second coming of the Son. Okay? You know, you don't have to, like, bro, y'all be looking too deep in the shit, trying to put your feelings all into what a nigga saying. Just take the message for what the message is, bro. Y'all is the problem. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, you're the problem. You're the problem, man. Baby, you're the problem. Doing all this, trying to find a problem out of nothing. Bitch, you the problem. All right. Now, so Operation Tame the Sun failed miserably because you're hearing this right now. That's how you know it failed miserably. I wasn't supposed to be here. I had many attempts on my life, guys. While I'm saying Operation Tame the Sun, yeah, I had attempts on my life. Some of these people were sent in by my family. I remember the first attempt on my life from Quan Moffitt from Mississippi, Gulfport, Mississippi. You know, I knew I was in hell. Listen to me. I knew I was in hell because of what I was partaking in, but I knew I was only going to be there for a short time. So I knew whatever I was doing, riding around with this person, it was only supposed to be for this period of a week. That was the time, it was a week. So when they came in to that time, you know, the day I was supposed to be done, it was literally the morning. It was this morning. It was like this night. The night I had got home, I said, all right, bro, I'm done hanging with bro. Like, I'm done doing all that shit. But that's not how it worked. The devil tempted me to come back out one more time. And I went out that morning. And basically almost got held hostage, got kidnapped, all this shit. But, you know, I got out of there. You feel me? You know, I had an attempt on my life, but I got out of there. You know? All because I wouldn't take bruh to the blood bank. I wouldn't take him to the blood bank. It was Christmas Day. I'm not taking you to go give your blood. So they try to get my blood, right? So instead of me letting him sacrifice himself for Christmas and let them take his blood for money, they were gonna try to get my blood. 'Cause I wasn't taking them. And so that nigga was trying to get my blood for that. Man, I got kids and shit. And you ain't gonna take me to the blood bank. I gotta get some money for my kids on Christmas. Bitch, fuck no. It ain't that deep, and I'm not compromising my morals for you, nigga. You should have had money before then. But turns out where I ended up was at my grandmama's house. You know, I got out of there. You feel me? Went to my grandmama's house to chill out. Man, I told her who it was, and she just sitting there, and you know, they just be sitting there all, you know, this how she was sitting, you know, on her phone. Oh. After I literally just survived a plight on my life. And I'm sitting here trying to tell them what just happened. And she's like, oh, who was it? I told her the name. Look at this. She said, oh. She said, I know. She said, I know the Moffats. Yeah, I know the Moffats. Me sitting over there, I said, fuck no. I'm looking at her. I said, oh, okay. I went straight outside, man. Fell asleep on the ground with the sun. I had to have the sun cleanse my fucking head. Cleanse my head. I was going through it, man, having all these thoughts. Like, what if he followed me, this or that, man? Cleanse my head. Because I already knew. I'm privy to your thoughts create your reality. And I knew my shit was fucked up from that whole week in hell I spent. So that extra day got me almost killed, y'all. So when you hearing shit like what you be hearing about like warnings and stuff, take heed to it because that's God talking to you. But yeah, so this how I figured out with my grandma, man. When she's sitting up there after that happened and she told me that like that, I already knew what time it was, man. And so, you know, this is Operation How to Tame the Sun. And so after that, I passed that test because I was very vulnerable in the mental realms at that point. But because I went right to the sun instead of listening to all that other shit and whatever, I was able to survive that. And actually, that helped me out, that decision of going to the sun and going outside to rejuvenate and get myself back. That was the best decision I could have made at that time. Operation Tame the Sun. So there's been multiple plights of my life. One happened just a month ago in Florida. You know, these demons, they trying to get me. The reason is because of the death magic that was sent on me from my father and from my mother, okay? Death magic. What is this? This is graveyard magic. This is death magic where somebody is projecting the energy of death onto you. Basically trying to put shit on your name. You ever heard somebody say, man, they trying to put shit on my name? But this is the extreme. This is the extreme, y'all. I deal with this, man. I deal with the extreme, cuz. They talk to everybody in the family. My family is not weak. I'm not saying they're good people, but they're not weak. So think about all these strong ass energies constantly talking down on one person's name. That's death magic. Bruh, I remember I was staying at my grandmama's house. Yeah, but you know, God strike me down if I'm lying. I'm at my grandmama's house, bro. I'm asleep upstairs. I hear the phone ring downstairs. Hello? Okay, here they go. Somebody asked about me. I say, okay, that's kind of normal, you know. And she talking to that person. Man, they get off the phone. Phone ring again. Hello? They start talking. Here come my name mentioned in the mix. They asked, whoever on the phone asking about me. Oh, they this and that. Hang up. Man, I tell you what, when I heard that third ring and it was somebody else and my name was mentioned again, man, I beelined it downstairs. And when my grandmama got off the phone, I sit there and looked at her. I said, Drandy, I just sat upstairs and listened to you talk to 3 different people about me. Like, what's going on? You feel me? That way I'm looking at what's going on. She said, oh, yeah, they were asking about you. No. Y'all sitting up this bitch talking about me. Ain't no, oh, yeah, they were asking about me. Ain't none of that. But Operation How to Tame the Sun. So, man, you get those people that come up to you. Hey, man, come here. Let's just talk. Let's just have a talk real quick. Man, take your coon ass on somewhere. You're not trying to just have a talk with somebody. You're trying to control somebody, bitch. You're not my damn daddy. You know, That was my uncle. Well, not my uncle, my damn auntie boyfriend. Is that man? I had to bow up on him, and we almost flipped the living room over. That's what I'm saying, bitch. I'm the type I stand on business. I'm not disrespectful. I'm not disrespectful to authority. No, I stand on business. Okay, it's a total different thing. I just told you these are the people who trying to take me out. You see what I'm saying? That I didn't even realize that I love. I love them still. I still love these people and I forgive them. But this is what they done. This is what they do. This is what they continue to do. All right. My auntie, she's one of them too. She's one of the main ones as well. One of the main ones. All right. And man, I was just thinking about my cousin. She's really doing good for the situations and circumstances that she was put in. And she's actually a beautiful woman. That I hope she's able to make it out. But she, along with my auntie, turned my niece, who was my favorite person, one of my favorite people in the world, probably turned my niece against me. My niece, deep down, she'll never go against me, man. I already know who it is. I don't care how many brainwashed my nephews, all my nieces and nephews, man, they can never go against me. I'm their uncle. I'm their Uncle Ian. You know, I love them to death. But I just know how things go, man. And that's why I had to distance myself. You know, they probably say, oh, he don't call you none. You know, that's okay. I actually love them, though. I actually care about them. I actually want to see them be the best people they can be. I actually want them to grow up to be the best people that they can be. So that's okay if you guys can tell them this or that about me, but let them know that I actually love them. But I let them know myself, I actually love y'all. I actually care about y'all. And if y'all need my number, you can always call me. You can call me at any time. You feel me? So, oh shit. Man, there's so many other people out here that go through shit like this, bro. Just because people just be jealous, man. People be jealous. They try to ruin somebody. People be jealous, bro. They try to ruin a nigga. They try to ruin you. They don't want you to see your kid. They turn folks against you. But it's like, I don't give a fuck about if you get turned against but kids, bro. You turning kids against people that you know ain't did nothing. That's wrong, man. That's wrong. Operation Tame the Sun. Moral of the story, man, through all that bullshit, they wasn't able to tame the sun. Through all that bullshit, they was not able to tame the sun. The sun shining and burning hotter than it's ever burnt and shined before. Okay? Um, you know, that was the operation, man. They try to take your life. They energetically attack you. They send negativity. That's why you have to get out of these households. Stop sleeping in the enemy's household. You know, you can go in the den of snakes or whatever and come out head cobra like I did, but you got to come out of there. You feel me? Out. I overcame it and I stayed a little bit. It's nothing for you there. You got to get out of there. You got to get out of these places that's not for you, out of these situations that's not for you. Okay, man, you got to start your own family. A lot of y'all, you say you don't want to have kids. Well, you probably don't need no kids. People like this, they don't need kids. These weird ass folks, they don't need kids, man. People like you deserve family. And you deserve everything that is coming for you. But you gotta make the proper steps and putting yourself in this position to where you can receive it. All right? Where I'm at, the sun is shining. All that bullshit and spell work, that bitch is all behind me. Literally, it's all the way over there. I can see it. And everything new is this way. I can literally see it. And the sun shining over all of that. Because it was Operation Tame the Sun. Man, not a sunset operation, burn that shit. So while you was trying to tame the sun, bitch, the sun burning your ass. Feel me? Man, this was a great message to everybody, man. You guys got to see some raw emotion that I did not expect to come out. But that lets you know how what is real is real. You feel me? And that's what's real, man. So Operation Tame the Sun, not successful. Failed mission. Because the sun cannot be tamed. It can only be admired. It can only be seen. It can only be felt. It can really only be loved. Much love to y'all, man.